Hi, so it's the middle of August, 2022. So our food forest is kind of 2 years old. Some of the stuff's newer, we've been collecting, but the oldest thing's about 2 years old in the yard. And I'm in like zone 10A, just because we're close to the water, on the Treasure Coast of Florida. So let me show you how everything's doing compared to how it was a year ago. So the first thing we have is our star fruit. We've trimmed it down quite a few times. As you can see, we just recently trimmed right there because that was, I don't know, twice as tall as those things are. But we just had a big flush of flowers, and so we've got a bunch of little fruit on there right now from that flush we just had. But earlier we had some flowers, and we have some large fruit that's almost ready to pick. This one's just starting to turn yellow, and then some new ones from the other flush. They're just freaking adorable. Look at the little flower still on there. Oh, love this plant. So the star fruit just fresh off the tree, not my favorite, but if I dehydrate them, oh, it's like little candy chewies. It's delicious. So that's my favorite, is to dehydrate the star fruit. Okay, so as I come around our front bed, there's the dog. All right, this is kind of a newer plant as of March. I think it's a petomba. I swear I just saw the tag. There it is. Yeah, petomba. So it's gonna make fruit of some sort, but look at these beauties. The color is magnificent. So 2 years in a row now we've made beauty berry jelly. It is delicious, especially on a homemade biscuit. So it's about time to pick and make some jelly. Just regular old front yard looking. I have a ginger down there. I'm assuming it was the shampoo ginger that we moved, but I am not sure. But this was also one of our first fruits we put in, is the sugar apple. And it made one fruit this season. One fruit. And I think, according to things I've watched, it might be ready to pick. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it before I lose it, because it's got that yellowness to it. Alright, there it is. Tiny little guy, but very cute. Alright. We got our resident gopher tortoise down there. Alright, we have our lychee tree. Oh, look, it's putting on some new growth, but did not put any fruit out this year. Oh, pretty volunteer weed. All right, here's our plum that someone had given us. It has not produced any fruit. Looks big enough like it could. Maybe it's not season. Definitely need to do some more research on that one, but it's nice and healthy and growing. Here's our jamberry. He's looking like he's got some yellow leaves. Maybe he needs some fertilizer. Overall, we try not to fertilize unless the plant really needs it. Try to give it some nice heavy mulch and see how they do naturally. In the winter, this is going to be like a little vegetable bed because it has the best sun exposure. There's our little guy. So I'm loving these flowers. These are periwinkles that pop up everywhere. So they just pop up in the yard, and all the butterflies and bees love them. I just saw another butterfly on firebush. Might have to start learning what butterfly varieties they are. Alright, and we planted a little tamarind from seed. He's growing, trying to get the sunshine mimosa to go, which is just natural in our yard. So we've just kind of let it do its thing over in the mulch. sweet almond. Not edible, but boy does it have a nice sweet flavor. And then also the pollinators love that. All right, ever-bearing mulberry. He is doing fantastic. I think we're gonna trim him back real hard, and then that will help produce new fruit because he's looking gigantic and scraggly. We can cut him back. All right, might need some help on this guy. So here's our cherry of the Rio Grande. He has not grown any, especially since the last video. He was here a year ago, and it looks sad. So I wanted to dig in here to see if there was grubs that maybe were eating the roots, or I don't know. I don't know what's happening to this guy. So we'll work on that. Thought this flower had died. Came back. So lantana, not sure if it's a native one or not, but it's pretty nonetheless. All right, finally got to weed this bed and put some fresh layer of mulch here. So we've got the Jabotacaba, our aloe, our Grumachama, which he keeps growing but has never produced any fruit. Butterfly pea is doing well. Really love making tea out of that. Super fun. And then a newer guava. He's doing good, putting on some new leaves. No, not guava. I'm sorry. Guanabana. Soursop. And we got some Turk's cap hibiscus, a volunteer beautyberry, our large leaf oregano is looking very hot for the summer, but still hanging on. All right, now we're back to the star fruit. The cocoa plum has some nice plump. I've eaten them. I mean, they have no flavor, but you know, they're edible. Cute. All right, let's see what's happening. We'll come up here to the right and then go to the strawberry tree. Okay, dragon fruit has not gone anywhere. So, I mean, it's growing, but I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is clip some off and put it somewhere else where there's a trellis. So I think it needs to go somewhere else. The monstera seems to be a little happier over here. Another fire bush. All right, here we are. Prickly pear cactus. We are at the black sapote chocolate pudding fruit, and he just recently did a bunch of flowers and they all fell off. There's a black one. Dried up, falling off. So keeps trying, but no fruit here. All right, we got a couple things attempting to propagate. Another tamarind. Oh, this is twice as tall as it was last year. Another plum that was given to us. Not sure the variety. Moringa. I think we have some sugar cane tucked up in there. It's kind of all over the yard. All right, let's go to our strawberry tree. All right, look at that thing. It's huge. Probably 3 times the size it was. So I had trimmed it up where I could walk under it, but now all the fruit's hanging down and it is just loaded with fruit. I love this tree. It tastes like cotton candy. We got a little fruit there. Some fruit there. I saw some more red ones. Oh, look at this one. Beautiful. Tons of fruit. So once this is done fruiting, we're gonna have to trim it way up. Taste mulberry, we've trimmed back a couple times. It hasn't really produced. I thought mulberries would produce in the first year. So it's been here. I just put it in right before the last video. So it's been here about a year, a couple months. Oh, but look at this. Look at all those cherries. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Oh, look at that one. I'm gonna eat that one later. Delicious little cherries. The lighting's bad on that. Let's try again. There we go. Tons of Barbados cherries. Volunteer papaya in a pot. See how that works out for it. This was a little herb section. Now seems to just be weed section, but some things are still hanging on. I forgot what this is called. Alright, heading to the back. More jaboticabas here. Oh, my fingers smell like whatever it was. Okay. Loofah coming up here. Tried to seed that like 4 times finally. Nematodes was a big problem here, so we just ex-nate all the vegetables from here, and I put in a bunch of flowers that'll hopefully come up with some heavy mulch, and I'll work on the nematode problem, but no vegetables there. Oh, sorry, forgetting a bunch of stuff. Passion fruit vine. We had killed the one in the front, and then the yellow didn't produce, so I ripped it out. I said I gave it 2 years. I'm like, that's it, you haven't produced. So this is the purple passion fruit. So hopefully it gets going. That's a replacement. Another jaboticaba hanging out down here. He's growing nice and big. You might like the shade. And then we have a volunteer beautyberry in here. That's kind of with the bleeding heart vine. So we just kind of trim things back as needed. Here is the strawberry guava. It flushed really heavy on this side last year, but not this year. We didn't really get a flush. So I think I need to trim it back a little bit. It's kind of large, but it does give some nice good shade over here. All right, we got the ginger. Only one stalk came up. I have to learn about the ginger. Guy said to leave it in the pot because then I know where it is, but I might plant it and see if it spreads better. All the turmeric came up a little late. I mean, it came up, I feel like at the end of June. Felt like that was late, but we'll harvest it probably December, January when everything dies back. Blueberries, they all died. Dead blueberries. So this will now just be some garden bed space. Hold up, let's see. Is that blueberry coming back? Why, yes it is. All right, well, maybe I'll just trim them all and see if we can save them. I don't know what happened that irritated them so much. Figure that out. All right, the root beer plant, don't plant them. They pop up everywhere, all on their own. The guy warned us about that, but it's still a cool looking plant. Pomegranate is nice and big. Again, keeps producing these flowers, but no fruit. So just keep letting it grow. Neat looking plant regardless. Look at our bananas. Finally, our first rack off our dwarf Niamois. Very excited about this. Trying to keep them watered. This guy is, I think, an Okinawa or nope, I'll figure it out. It keeps trying, but no bananas. Produced a flower, no bananas. And then back here is our Mysore. Got another rack up here. So that's super fun. Currently walking through the banana pit hole. All right. Some mulberry. That's looking quite sad. I don't know what's going on there. Very sad looking mulberry. This one's nice. Nice new growth off of it. I feel like we need to cut this one back too. All right. Peanut butter fruit. It's in bloom. So fun. Tastes like little things. Peanut butter. Peanuts, really. Tastes like peanuts. Brand new loquat. He's doing good. Watered him in real nicely. He's taken off. This guy's finally happy. Poor guy. Jujube. He is finally happy growing, putting on some new growth. Loves the mulch. Got really happy once we finally mulched this area. Some longevity spinach down there. Some more ginger of some sort. Probably the shampoo ginger. It's our neighbor's bananas. But we kind of share racks of bananas off of that. Little tiny lemon drop mangosteen. Tiny. I don't think he's grown an inch. There he is. All right, planted some new cassava over here and mango. So I feel like I can get another fruit tree right there in between the neighbor's mango and my mango. I feel like we need something else right there, holding that spot, because I can pull the bed out a little more too. So that's kind of what that area looks like. So we've got from the mango on up to the pomegranate. The garden is kind of here. Oh, walked right past the jackfruit. They said this was a fast growing tree, so it just must be not as happy in my yard. But he's grown. He's definitely growing. Getting there. Maybe he'll be happier with the mulch. We just propagated and put all the ever-bearing mulberries in the ground here. And that was just about a week and a half ago, pushing buds. No buds yet. Some of them were just ready to push buds. Some of them, we're not going to say they're lost cause yet. But a lot of them have pushing new growth, so we should have tons of mulberries this next season. All right, what else? There's papaya over there. I have roselle in a different spot this time because it gets so big. So here's this one. I was hoping it would kind of like, it could take over this whole area. So my sorrel, roselle, Florida cranberry, whatever you want to call it. I didn't think it would bud this early, but it's budding. But I think it'll keep growing. I think there's another one down there. More cassava that was planted. We harvested some and then put all the little pieces of stem around, and that's how you propagate it. So now we have it all over the yard. Little fig tree here. I think this is the LSU purple. Yes, it's upside down. All right, our cranberry hibiscus is super cute. So this all came back from seed. The last one died back in the winter, and all of these popped back up from seed. We have little cranberry hibiscus everywhere. So that's kind of fun. And then our zinnias are volunteers from each side. Some Seminole pumpkin, eggplant, some peppers growing here in the vegetable garden. All right, back to this side. I guess we'll start up here and work our way down. All right, so we've got some Okinawa spinach that has some bugs. Gonna have to fix that. All right, here is our quinoa avocado. Avocados are starting to get these spots. So if anybody knows what this is, that would be great. Keep trying to Google it. I haven't quite found it yet. Did learn avocados like fertilizer, so might try some fertilizer and then keep researching what's happening. More of these periwinkles everywhere. There is a blackberry tucked up in here. So you can see here where the flowers have died. But he's growing strong. He's hanging in. He sprawls all over under here. More. Oh no, don't waste that. More strawberry trees. Jamaican cherries, I think. What's the other name? Delicious. We have a breadfruit tree. He seems to be holding on for the summer here. Putting on some new growth. All right, I have another big avocado here that's doing really well. There's another blackberry. Just going everywhere. So this avocado really has this rust issue that's happening. Seriously, not really sure what's happening. Should try to spray no soapy water, I guess. But he has doubled in size at least. Taller than me. So that one's doing well. This little guy, sad. He has a different issue happening. So I think after this video I'm going to tend to the avocados. This papaya has got some white stuff all over it. Tend to that. All right, Barbados cherry. Another one because we're fighting over the cherries in the front. So this one tends to not produce as heavily as that first one did though. The one on the side just, you saw it was loaded, and right now this one has 2. There's definitely some green ones still on here too, so. But for some reason it doesn't produce as many as the other one. All right, we've got sugarcane and our ever-bearing mulberry. This is our first one. This is the one we keep getting cuttings off of. So all those cuttings came from here, and now it pushed out a whole new flush covered in fruit. I am so excited. It did a good spring harvest, and now getting another harvest out of it. Another banana pit circle where we dump our compost and any clippings from the yard. All right, as we come down here, we have another moringa, the cassava back here. He's hanging on with his pretty red stems. Chaya, that we propagated from. One on the other side that I forgot to point out is hiding way back there. This is kind of our propagation station where we play around and put things in pots and give them away. We've got some guava, and this was off the clearance rack at Lowe's, so it lost its tag, so we don't know if it's yellow, pink. So it'll be a nice surprise. We have some elderberry, and then our ice cream bean tree. He's happy, taking on some new growth, even through the summer heat. More cassava. I have a full yard full of beautiful cassava. All right, here's an experiment for you. This is the red dragon fruit that I moved from the front yard a while ago, and it was been in a pot. We liked what the dragon fruit was going on over here, where we used this oak tree as a natural dragon fruit trellis, and it started to produce every which way. So we thought, well, let's try this and have it grow up a moringa. So the moringa clipping, we have the dragon fruit, and we'll see what happens. All right, tried to do composting in place instead of making my own compost because I was not very successful at that. So I dug a really deep hole and put a bunch of rotten papayas down there. And now I have 2 volunteer papayas in front of our wax jujube. He's very happy. All right, we got a brand new mango, fruit punch mango we just put there. We have some finger limes, one over there, one right here, Turk's cap hibiscus, and now the citrus. Sad citrus. I don't know. We have it right next to the oak tree. It usually helps them out and does pretty well. But still looking sad. I don't know. But our lime, our little red lime tree, he's got some limes. Look at that. Sad leaves, but we're still making a lot of limes. That's fantastic to see. All right. Little raspberries down here. They've never really made anything, but they're hanging on. Maybe this will be their year. Oh, and my mulch. So we finally, after 2 years of being on chip drop, did not get any from chip drop. I just started calling around and all the arborists in the area. I called, texted, and finally got somebody to drop off some mulch. So my summer project in the heat was moving mulch in the evening. So first it was a very pomfrony batch, and then we got this beautiful batch of like mahogany. Not really sure where mahogany is in Florida, but here he brought us some beautiful red mahogany looking mulch and leaves. So for the most part we put all that over top of this other stuff, so most of the yard has that prettier stuff right on top. All right, elderberry. I think that wraps up the whole yard. Oh my gosh, holy cow, we do have elderberry for the first time. There's a couple still hanging on. I think they all fell. I didn't see that we do have elderberry. Look at that. Nice. Perfect. All right, so that's kind of our food forest tour. So excited that things are starting to produce, especially with getting our first bananas this season. Super exciting. And I will try this year to keep you updated on the vegetable gardening so you can help watch me with all my fails and whatever successes we get. So hopefully that'll inspire everybody else to maybe plant a couple vegetables, even with all the bugs in Florida. Thanks for watching. Bye.